So, good evening. Let us discuss about origin of magnetism. So, why different magnets are going to show magnetism? Why all materials are not magnets? The main reason for the origin of magnetism is motion of electrons in an atom. You know, electrons are going to have two types of motions. One is orbital motion. Electrons are spinning about its orbital, and apart from electron is spinning about its own axis. For understanding this, let us consider the simplest of atom, hydrogen, in which one electron is revolving around the proton on a circular path of radius r. At any instant, electron at a point P and the proton at the center form an electric dipole. Their positive nucleus is having positive charge and electron is having negative charge. It is going to create a electric dipole, and this direction of electric dipole keeps on going, changing from as the electron is moving further. Now, moving electron is equivalent to a current ring because the orbital is acting like closed loop, and inside the closed loop electron is revolving, so it is equivalent to a current ring. If v is the velocity of the electron, it will make v with the velocity v, it is covering circumference of circle 2 pi r. So the v by 2 pi r revolutions, but v, linear velocity, v is equal to r omega. So substituting v is equal to r omega and cancelling out r and r. So what we can understand is this electron is making omega by 2 pi revolutions per second, and this is equivalent to a current. So current is the product of charge into revolutions per second. The charge of the electron is E, and the revolutions made by the electron is omega by 2 pi. So the circular path is equivalent to a magnetic dipole. Therefore, the magnetic dipole momentum of this circular path is product of current into area of the circle. So already we know current is E omega by 2 pi, and area of that circle is pi r square. So pi cancel, and what we have left out is E omega r square by 2. So that one thing what we observed is orbital magnetic momentum is E omega r square by 2. Now let's go for angular momentum. Angular momentum is a product of mvr. Again we substitute v is equal to r omega. So that's why mr square omega will be the angular momentum associated with the electron. So we can relate the magnetic dipole momentum and angular momentum by mu L by mu EA, E omega r square by 2 by mr square omega, r square, omega cancel, and what we get is mu L is equal to minus E by 2m into angular momentum. So the minus sign indicates that dipole momentum points in a direction opposite to the angular momentum. So the ratio of this magnetic dipole momentum of the electron due to its orbital motion and angular momentum of the orbital motion is called gyromagnetic ratio, or the other way we can call it as orbital magneto-mechanical ratio of an electron, and this is represented by gamma. And what we got in our case is gamma is equal to E by 2m. What is gamma? Magnetic momentum by angular momentum. Mu EL by mu EA is equal to E by 2m, and mu EL is equal to E by 2m into mu EA. But angular momentum is a quantized quantity. It is quantized as an integral multiple of L into h by 2 pi, whereas L is orbital quantum number, which is going to take the values of 0, 1, 2, 3, and L is equal to 0 is called s orbital, L is equal to 1 is called p orbital, so on. And so totally mu L is equal to minus E by 2m into LH by 2 pi. So on multiplication, minus EHL by 4 pi m. This minus EHL by 4 pi m, or minus EH by 4 pi m, we will be calling it as Bohr magneton mu b. So where the quantity mu b is equal to H by 4 pi m, and its value is 9.27 into 10 power minus 24 ampere meter square. So this represents the magnetic momentum of an elementary permanent magnetic dipole. From the above equation, it is clear that the orbital magnetic momentum is dependent on L value. For example, for S orbital L value is equal to 0, 0 into something 0, no contribution for that. And for P orbital L is equal to 1, so mu B. So on we can get based upon the L value. And coming to the other component, electron spin momentum, in similar way we can argue that it is revolving with the radius of r, and m what we call the omega by 2 pi revolutions it is making on the surface of the electron, and its angular momentum is mr square omega, and cancelling out again we are going to get e by 2m. So mu s is equal to gamma into e by 2m into s, but experimentally this gyromagnetic ratio in the case of spinning particles is identified as minus 2.0024. So 2 cancel, and in this case what we are going to get is it is minus e by mu s e minus e by m, but the spin magnetic momentum is quantized at h by 4 pi. So on multiplication mu s is equal to minus h by 4 pi m. Already we informed that minus h by 4 pi m is equivalent to more baton. So 9.27 into 10 power minus 24. Thus the magnetic momentums due to spin and orbital motions are the reasons for the total magnetic